A wonderful morning to all my dear students of Sri Gokulam Public School. This is Nida ma'am with you and I welcome you all to my English online class. My dear children, we are getting to the end of the syllabus, end of the year also. So let me just quickly complete the portions. In today's class, we are going to study the play written by Douglas James. Douglas James is an American writer and a peace activist. The name of the play is If I Were You. A little confusing kind of title for a play, but let us get to know what it means. Now, my children, what is the real aim of education? According to you, what are the benefits of having education? Albert Einstein was of the opinion that bookish knowledge or theoretical knowledge is practically rubbish if it cannot be put into real use. So, having education really means that you know how to act sensibly, when to talk, when not to talk, how to control your tongue, how to control your behavior. What are the rules of the society, how to follow them, how to modify them. All these comes from learning or being educated. So when you are seeing a house is being burnt, if you are standing there and looking at it, taking your mobile phone and filming that burning house, then whatever education you have gained, how many degrees you hold is of useless. When you see a house under fire, you should be knowing how to put out that fire. If not that, at least you should have the sensibility to raise a call for help or find help. That is the real sense of being educated, able to use your wits and intellect properly. So in this lesson also we are going to learn how important it is for a man to be intelligent. So we will get into the lesson and know more about this. The play begins with an interior of a small cottage. There is a living room is seen, and there is a table, a telephone and chair, a divan means a sofa. So all these things are seen in that living room. Gerard, the main character, is standing nearby the table and he is making a telephone call and he is expecting someone to be there, and he is also giving the instructions to tell that person to phone up directly, and it should be about a 10 minutes time. So such instructions are given through the phone, and then he disconnects the call and he comes to the divan, and over there a traveling bag is also seen and he is arranging something inside that bag. So we expect that probably he is traveling to somewhere and someone is coming to see him or pick him up, or some sort of thing is assumed or shown to the audience. At that same moment, a person enters from the right silently. He has got a revolver, means a gun in his hand, and he accidentally hits on the table, and then Gerard just turns quickly. He sees that a person is standing in front of him, a complete stranger with a gun in his hand. But normally any person would scream at this moment, okay? But Gerard is found as very cool and he is talking in a very calm manner by telling, oh, this is a surprise. So that is how he is greeting the intruder. Intruder means the stranger. The stranger also is a bit surprised that this person is not showing any fear on his face and he's not screaming at him. So he also says that, I think you are pleased to see me. Well, put your hands up. Okay. So Gerard again says that this is very melodramatic. Okay. This is very Gerard also says that this is very melodramatic. So again very unusually, Gerard is taking this thing as a very silly thing and a joke thing. Like, he is not at all serious at this moment, and he is also trying to converse with the stranger. And the stranger feels that, unlike the other people who would normally feel scared by seeing someone with a gun in his hand, especially a thief in the house, so he tells that, I think you're trying to be very smart, and trying to show off that you are very brave and courageous, but don't do such things, because there is don't do such things, you are going to have a fear of your life. The intruder is trying to scare or create fear in Gerald. So, but Gerard is not falling into all those kinds of words of the intruder. The threatening words of the intruder, he tells like, okay, fine, you can just ask me anything you want. So the intruder had told him, just sit down, I want to ask you something. So he is trying to threaten here. So Gerard says that, oh, okay, fine, it's okay, you can ask me anything you want. And he's trying to joke. And then the stranger is also wondering why this person is trying to joke. Why is he not getting scared? So he tells, sit down. This is not a funny business. And you should tell me about yourself. I want to know something about you. At this moment, Gerard is telling, wow, you know what? I had been waiting to tell someone my life story because I have no friends. So here he's trying to make friendship with the stranger. Normal person would think that Gerard is just out of his mind, trying to make friends with a thief. So, but what Gerard is trying to do is, he is trying to remain calm and fearless, which is creating a confusion in the intruder. So he tells that, so Gerard continues by telling that, when I was a child, I was stolen by the gypsies. Gypsies means the people who are traveling people. And at the age of 32, I am living in a lonely house over here. And, he's trying to just speak on and on and on. So intruder is telling, no, I don't want to hear your life story and who has been your girlfriend and whether you have been orphan or not, nothing like that. I will ask you some straightforward questions and you are just going to answer me that. So then Gerard says, okay, fine, go ahead and ask the question. So the intruder says, do you live here alone? So Gerard says that, what if I don't answer you? So intruder says, I might shoot you. Okay, so again, this threatening words, creating fear. I might shoot you, I might hurt you, you might get into trouble. All these kinds of words the intruder is telling. And Gerard is telling, okay, fine, then what is your name? Tell me about yourself. So intruder says, no, I don't want to tell my name and all. You just tell me what is your name. So Gerard tells that his name is Vincent Charles. Gerard tells that his name is Vincent Charles. Do you have a car? The intruder asked. So Gerard immediately tells a lie. He tells, no, I don't have a car. But then intruder says that, oh, see, I'm not a fool. I know everything about you. You have a car. And not only that, he also knows that not many people come to his house. Okay, Gerard does not have much visitors. That also the intruder knows. So Gerard says that, of course, there are only very few people who come to visit me. Probably that is the baker and the greengrocer. Greengrocer means the person who is selling the vegetables. Then, of course, there is a milkman. So other than that, the people who supply him with food, milk and other things, other than that, he does not have any visitors. No friends at all. Definitely no friends at all. And not any other kind of relatives or neighbors or anybody like that is there. So then again the conversation is continuing between Gerard and the intruder. And intruder also tells that he is trying to establish himself as a very smart, intelligent, cunning kind of a person. and also very fearful kind of a person. So he's trying to establish that in front of Gerard, because Gerard is completely unmoved by whatever the intruder is telling. So he's telling that, see, without your knowledge, I have just got into your house, broken into your little cottage. Okay, little cottage, broken into your little cottage means that I have got into your house. So Gerard tells that, see, that is not a very great thing that you have got into my house, because all the doors and windows of my house is open. It is always open. I take the least care to keep it closed. So it is very easy for anybody to run into my house. So I don't feel that it is not that he had broken up some doors which has been sealed very much, and then he got inside the house. Then you can say that the thief is very smart. It's not, there is nothing like that in Gerard's house. Everything is kept very open. So he tells like, that is not a very great thing. Anybody can walk into my house. All the windows and doors of my house is kept always open. Then Gerard is asking, okay, what kind of a specialist are you in the line of crime? So what is your specialty? What is that you rob or steal? So he tells like, I do jewel robbery. And he also believes that with his car he can, he could have a luxurious ride in Gerard's car. So Gerard tells, okay, if you are specialized in stealing jewelry, then why are you in this village of Essex? Okay, this is a very less inhabited village. There are very less people in this village. Forget about having any jewelry shops at all. Okay, so this is just kind of a deserted kind of a place. Hardly any houses over here. Then why are you here? So the intruder says, that is the speciality of this place. This place is a deserted place, very less people, which means very less cops. Cops means police. So, he expects to, the plan of the intruder is that he wants to stay here without fearing the police catching him. So that is what he intends to do. So Gerard says, what do you mean by stay here? Okay, are you planning to live with me? Especially when I have not invited you to stay in my house. So the intruder says that, who wants your invitation? Forget about your invitation, even you are not going to live in this house. So Gerard is confused. Gerard asks, what do you mean by I am not going to live in my house? So the intruder says, that is your biggest surprise, because I am going to kill you. So just imagine how that great thing of how that fearful thing of killing someone has been told in a very, very joking kind of a manner. So Gerard says, oh my God, don't you think that it's very, very harsh? Again, in spite of telling that the stranger is going to kill him, Gerard is not at all scared. So he tells like, okay, don't you think that it is going to be really very harsh? Also, he tells like, why do you want to add murder to your charge? Okay, till now you have been doing only jewel robbery. Why do you want to add a murder to it? It is very serious. Jewel robbery means even if the police catches you, you will be given a fine to pay, or maybe you will have to serve few years of imprisonment. But murder means it is very serious offense. They might even get you hanged. Okay, so why do you want to do it? So the intruder says that the reason is that he has already committed a murder. Now it so happened that once he had to do a murder and the police is after him. So along with one, now he is already charged for a murder. So he says that if I kill one more person, those charges are not going to get increased, because anytime he gets caught, he is going to get the maximum imprisonment for murdering someone, or probably he would get even hanged for it. So you kill 2 people or 3 people or 10 people in between, anyway you are going to get hanged only once. So he tells like, it doesn't make a difference for me, I kill one person or 10 persons. So that is what he is trying to do. That is, again Gerard is asking, by killing Gerard, what is that he is going to gain? Okay, what his his real intentions behind killing Gerard. Probably the stranger or the intruder had killed someone before because he wanted to steal some jewelry from a shop, or he might be trying to escape from a person and somebody saw him and he killed that person. There are very many reasons for killing a person, but Gerard is an unknown person for the stranger, so he asks him, what are your reasons for killing me? So he tells, like, see, I want to gain freedom. That is, the intruder plans to kill Gerard and stay in Gerard's house in the name of Gerard. Like I said before, let us remember the fact that in the village Essex there are very few people living, which means that Gerard does not have any neighbors. He is almost like living in a desert. There are very less people who knows about Gerard. So if Gerard dies or lives, nobody will come to know about it. That is the plus point or the advantage for the intruder. He is planning to kill Gerard and live in that house by telling that his name is Gerard, so that the other people, now anybody who comes over there will not recognize the real Gerard. He does not have any relatives, family, friends, nobody. So if someone comes and says that he is Gerard, there is nobody to say that no, this is not Gerard. So that is the advantage that the intruder is trying to do. So he explains this thing. So if the police comes also, the police also will not be able to understand whether this is the real Gerard or not. And the thief can live there peacefully for his entire life. Again, he has also known that there are very less police in that areas because there is no houses over there. So the police checking also will not be there. So it is a safe place for him to stay. So that is what the plan of the intruder is, and he intends to do this. So with this, we will conclude today's class. Let us come to know whether his plan will work out or not in the next class. So my dear children, that is a real suspense point to stop at, but we will come to know more about this in our next class. What happens to Gerard and to the intruder? We found that Gerard was behaving quite unlikely like the normal people. He was not shouting, screaming, or being fearful, which shows that he is using his intellect properly. Is it going to gain him any benefit? We will come to know that in the next class. With this, I am concluding today's class. Read your textbook thoroughly and study your notes properly. Write down the notes. It is very, very important. Till we meet again in our next class, this is farewell from Nida ma'am. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.